Hi, I'm Margie Remmers-Davis, founder and CEO of Akadian Accounting Education. Now, we have trained over 10,000 bookkeepers how to use QuickBooks Online and how to actually be a bookkeeper in our simulated work environment. But the number one question we always get is, how do I get clients? So in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact method that we use to teach our students how to land their first client conversation within 30 days. This video is part of our Getting Clients Cohort, which we hold every month, where students work together to support, encourage, and celebrate each other as they receive training and put into practice not only the marketing tips we recommend, but gain the courage and confidence to step out of their comfort zone little by little. If you would like to join our next group, the link is below. Now let's get on with the training. All right, now that you have got everything set up and you've got all your ducks in a row, it's time to actually start marketing yourself. Now, you probably heard me say before that we here at Akadian, we are not a marketing company. We focus on accounting education. But we have so many people like yourself who just beg us for help getting their name out there and getting clients. So that's why we've put together this whole course and cohort for you. And we only teach one method how to do that. And that methodology came from a woman named Angelique Ruers. She is the CEO and founder of a company called Bold House. Now, Bold House, their entire company is designed to teach. She works with small boutique consulting firms and teaches them how to land large corporate clients. So she teaches them how to land contracts with Apple and Google and Amazon, gigantic companies, which is not what you're doing, right? You are not landing, you're not going to be doing the bookkeeping for one of these large companies. However, so much of what she teaches is applicable to what you're doing to work with small business owners that I talked to her and asked and got her permission to adapt her methodology to what we're doing in the bookkeeping world. So we owe a lot of debt of gratitude to Angelique. Now, the first thing that she teaches is that when you are focusing on your marketing, you want to make sure that you're focused on the activities that result in gold bars, not gold stars. So many times we work on our business, we do things that make us feel good, but aren't necessarily the things that move the needle. So you want to be working on the things that actually move the needle, not just those things that make you feel good. All of that pre-work that you've done, those are gold stars. But those things in themselves are not the ones that are going to actually bring you clients. Angelique has a saying, she says, conversations create cash flow. So everything that you do, everything from here on out for the rest of your daily activities is designed to get you to that conversation. And I want to point out that it is conversations that create cash flow, not content. Okay, so you may have heard that really what you need to be doing is posting on social media all the time, writing blog articles, creating YouTube videos, like all of that stuff. No, that's not it. It is the conversations that those things lead to, not those things in themselves. Now, as you go out and you start having conversations and start meeting people and talking to people, there's something that you need to keep in mind, and that's what Angelique calls the hierarchy of prospect readiness. So what that means is that of all of the people that you talk to, of all of the people that are out there, a huge percentage, she has 25 to 35% on this slide, are never going to be ready to hire a bookkeeper. Never. They're never going to be ready to hire you. Either they're going to go out of business, they're always going to stay small and do it themselves, they have a spouse that's always going to do that. So don't worry about that. They're never going to be ready, okay? Another huge percentage is only going to be ready for a bookkeeper when some kind of trigger event happens. So maybe they're going to apply for a loan, or maybe they want to sell their business or bring on a partner or something like that. And then suddenly, or maybe it's even tax season, and suddenly, oh my gosh, we need a bookkeeper to get us out of this mess. Okay, so those are the people that are going to be, they're not ready right now. They're going to be ready when some trigger event happens. Okay. Another percentage, they're going to be ready at some point, but not now. So maybe they just barely started their business and they don't have any revenue yet. They're just still like deciding what they're selling and putting together their website and all of that stuff. They're not ready. They're not ready yet for a bookkeeper. But eventually, as their business grows and they become more busy, that's when they're going to be looking and hopefully reach out to you. There's another group, an even smaller percentage, that will be ready soon. Maybe they have a lot of those pieces in place, but maybe they're in the middle of something. Like maybe it's the holidays, or maybe there's their parents in the hospital, and so it'll be like it's not the number one thing on their mind right now, but it will be like as soon as that thing passes, the holiday passes, or their parent is well again, or like whatever it is. Okay. And then there is this tiny little percentage that is ready right now, right? So as you're talking to people, just release the idea that that these people are going to want to hire you right now. Just release it. So many times we get caught up in like we're talking to a lead and we think, oh my gosh, if I don't land this client right now, I'm a terrible person, or I'm a bad bookkeeper, or I don't know what I'm doing, right? No, it's not. In like the dating world, where they always say, it's not you, it's me, right? So it's not you, it's the client. So don't worry about it. Just release that into the universe. Just do the work, and eventually you will be led to the people who are ready now. Now, as you do this, as you go about your daily activities, you need to keep in mind the power of 7. Now, for years and years and decades, starting in the 1930s or something like that, researchers have studied how often a person needs to interact with a company before they actually buy something. And the magic number that they have determined is 7. And that's studies that they have reproduced have determined over and over again that 7 is this magic number, okay? So you're going to have 7 touch points of interaction with a person before they begin to know, like, and trust you enough to be able to talk to you about their numbers. Remember that their numbers are it's very precious to them. It's like their baby. You don't just hand over your numbers to some random stranger, okay? So you have to be gentle as you are going through this. Now, as you work through your business, you're going to find that there are 3 business development challenges that Angelique has identified. The first is not having enough decision makers to talk to, okay? Earlier in the cohort, we had you do an activity that could help you brainstorm, and hopefully you came up with a list of at least 100 people. We always tend to forget how many people we actually know in our life. We tend to think, oh my gosh, I don't know anybody, I don't have any friends, but you actually know a lot of people. We tend to forget that. But we have to expand and expand. The chances of you landing a client from among your friends and family, being your very first client, is very, very small. So we're going to have to expand that. Okay. The second thing is maybe you know who the decision makers are, but they don't want to talk to you. Okay. So you haven't established rapport with them. You haven't had those 7 touch points. Like, why would they give you their books? And then the third thing is that when you do actually talk to them, you're talking to them about the wrong thing. So in this cohort, we're going to address all 3 of these business development challenges, okay? The first part is we're going to teach you how to grow your network. So we already have established that brainstorming list, but now we're going to talk about how to actually grow that. Now, once we grow that, We want to make and strengthen those connections so that they want to talk to you, okay? So this is how we're going to address the business development challenge number 2, okay? And then finally, you're going to want to, once you actually are talking to them, you want to be able to demonstrate your expertise, okay? And you're going to do that with a diagnostic review. Now, let's talk about how we do all of these things and what our daily activities should be, okay? So first, in order to grow your network, then 3 times per day, you are going to directly reach out to specific people, okay? Specific people. This is why we had you do that brainstorming list. So you have a list now. You can go through these people. You're going to go to specific people, whether it's via email, text, DM, phone call, whatever. It doesn't matter how you reach out to them. But remember, it's specific people. You're not just sending an email blast to everybody that you know, right? You are not just putting up a flyer in the Chamber of Commerce or in your apartment lobby, okay? This is individual people. And for the individual people, you're simply going to say to them, hey, guess what? I'm a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor, and I post QBO tips every week. Who do you know that would like to receive them? Okay? So notice here that you are not asking for a referral. Let's break that whole thing down a little bit. Okay? So first of all, you're saying that you're a ProAdvisor. Okay, you're not saying that you are a bookkeeper. This is just my personal preference. This is just how I look at it. I feel like when you say that you are a ProAdvisor and you're offering tips, it sounds like you're providing value. Hey, I'm offering this free thing. Do you know somebody who would like this free thing? When you're saying you're a ProAdvisor, you're saying, oh, I'm an expert in this software. So people who are using this software may want to turn to you for, to tap into your expertise. When you just say that you're a bookkeeper, it sounds like you're always going to sell your services. Like nobody is going to want to talk to you unless they need a bookkeeper. And that's not what you want. You want people to be constantly turning to you for insight, information, so that they become familiar with you, so that when they do need a bookkeeper, they're going to turn to you. Okay. And then, as I said, we are not asking for a referral. Do not ask for a referral. Do not ask your friends and family, hey, do you know anybody that needs a bookkeeper? Why? Because number one, your family and friends don't work for you. Okay. Asking them to do your marketing is an unfair burden. You're asking them to go out and talk to people and say, oh, do you need a bookkeeper? Oh, my friend Sally needs a bookkeeper. That's an unfair thing to ask of them, whether it's your friends and family or even like somebody that you meet, like a real estate agent who's a business person. And you say, oh, hey, do you know anybody that needs a bookkeeper? Like that's ridiculous. Not only is it an unfair burden to ask them to do it, but they don't know if you're any good, right? Your mom doesn't know if you're a good bookkeeper. Your real estate agent doesn't know if you're a good bookkeeper. So why would they recommend you? Okay. So don't ask for a referral. What you're asking for instead is an introduction. You're saying, hey, I am offering this free thing, and who do you know that would like this free thing? And that's it, okay? Just take the burden off of you, of them, whatever. Just all you're doing is asking for introductions. Now, we've had you go through that, your friends and family list. But you're going to seek out other ways to grow your network. Okay. So you want to, go to the farmer's market. Every single person at the farmer's market is a small business owner. Now, whether they use QBO, whether they're on LinkedIn, like who knows, but that's a really good place to meet, to meet business owners. Walk down Main Street in your town. Every single establishment, unless it's like a big box chain store, every single establishment is a small business. Again, I don't know whether they use QuickBooks Online, but you can go in and ask, right? Hey, just want to let you know, I'm in town. I'm a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor. I post QBO tips. Do you know anybody that would be interested in them? Are you interested in them? Whatever. Okay. Now the final thing is collecting business cards is more important than giving them out. This is a huge mistake that I see people make. People get business cards and they feel like, oh, if I just pass out these business cards, then I'm going to make some connections. Oh, somebody's going to like hold on to the business card. How many business cards have you received in your lifetime that went directly into the trash? Okay. 99 times out of 100, that's what's going to happen to your business card. Again, if you're giving somebody business cards in the hope that they're going to give them to somebody else, that's an unfair burden on them. If you're giving them the business card in the hope that they're going to call you when they need a bookkeeper, then, sometimes that happens. Like sometimes they'll say, oh yeah, actually my friend does need, do you have a card that I can pass on? That does happen, but it's better for you to collect their information, because when you collect their information, you can connect with them on LinkedIn. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Okay. So you're going to grow your network by 3 times a day, reaching out to individual people and asking for an introduction. Who do you know that uses QuickBooks Online? I am a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor. I post QBO tips a couple of times a week. Who do you know that would like to receive them? Okay, that's it. No pressure. So now you're going to get now some of the people that you talk to, they're going to have nobody, right? They're going to say, I don't know anybody. That's fine. Some people you talk to are going to say, oh my gosh, like I know 20 people. You should come to my event thing that I have and like do a presentation or whatever. Like you never know what's going to happen. You have to ask the question, and then like whatever they say, you're going to follow up on it. Okay. So the goal of this activity is that 2 times a week, you're going to actually connect to potential clients and post QBO tips. Now, let me talk about the potential clients for a minute. A potential client is any small business owner that uses QBO, period. End of sentence, okay? Any small business owner that uses QBO. It does not matter if they're currently looking for a bookkeeper. It doesn't matter if they're doing the books themselves. It doesn't matter if they have an in-house bookkeeper already, okay? None of that matters. A potential client is a small business owner that uses QuickBooks Online, okay? So you're going to connect to that person on LinkedIn. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to say, hey, I'm a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor and I post QBO tips every week. Would love to stay connected in case you need any help. Okay. So however you met them. So like if you asked, let's say you sent an email to your cousin and said, hey, don't know if you know this, but I'm a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor now. Do you know anybody that uses QuickBooks Online? And, I post these tips. Do you know anybody who would like to receive them? Your cousin writes back and says, oh yeah, actually, my neighbor, has a small business and she uses, I'll make the introduction. They make the introduction via email. You say in the email, hey, so-and-so, or maybe they give you the email, like however it happens. Maybe it's like a group chat on a text or whatever. Then you say, oh, hey, I'm a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor. I post QBO tips every week. I would love to stay connected in case you need any help. And then you find them on LinkedIn and you connect, then they know who you are. So you're going to connect with them on LinkedIn. You want to make sure that your headline says that you are a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor. This is one of the most important things, is your headline has to say what you do. And here's why, because your headline shows up on everything that you do on LinkedIn. So let's take a look at that. Maybe Lindsay showed you this already. This is just reinforcement to show you. So here we are on LinkedIn. And let's take a look at, so here is somebody that I am following Notice that it says that he is a tax therapist, financial librarian, and amateur comedian. Okay. So when you post things, so here's a thing that he posted, and notice that it says his name and it says his headline, so that I know as I see this in my feed who this person is. Okay. So here's another one. Brad Wooten, CPA, does taxes, accounting, personal finances, etc. Okay. So you can see all of these things. But look at this. If I go to the comments, okay, so the people who have commented, every time that they comment, it says right there who that person is, okay? And you can put emojis in so that they know like who you are, okay? So, and for the comments, that you'll see the full thing. But Brad, when I like his stuff, now for me, I can only see the name. I can't see the stuff. But when Brad, when people like his stuff, he gets a notification that says so-and-so, Margie Remmers-Davis, creating, I think I say something like creating hands-on learning, and or whoever sees that message. So that is the super, super important reason why you need to have a headline that actually says what you do. All right, so you're going to, once you make sure you have that headline, you're going to connect with that person on LinkedIn. And then you're going to strengthen that connection by posting QBO tips. We want you to post them at least 2 times per week. You're going to post them on your LinkedIn. Now you have already learned how to create QBO tips. Lindsay did an amazing training on learning how to use Canva and setting up your logo, developing your QBO tips. So all you have to do is plug in your QBO tip each, a couple of times a week, and then post it on LinkedIn. And you can grab those if you're a member of the gym. You can grab those marketing prompts there. If you come to my live stream every week, you get at least one marketing prompt every week. Or you can just come up with them yourself, okay? The point is you want to keep posting them. Now, we do like the term QBO Quick Tip. I like to see QuickBooks Online as spelled out as much as possible because not everybody knows what QBO is. But the QBO Quick Tips, that's still fun. And then inside the marketing prompt, it can say QuickBooks Online so that people know. Okay? Then, in addition to your own posts twice a week, you're going to like and comment on other posts. And as I just showed you, they will see your byline when you do that. That's really what you want to do, is you want, in general, to keep waving your flag so that people know who to turn to when you need help. And why do we do that? So that they will know, like, and trust you, right? We want to have those 7 touch points. We want people to think that you're a real person, right? So now when you are commenting on other people's posts, a couple of things to keep in mind, okay? You want to comment on the posts of potential clients before friends and family, okay? So do you want to post on, do you want to like and comment on friends and family? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely do that. You want to keep reminding them of what you do too, because they could offer you an introduction, okay? But most importantly, we want you to comment on those potential clients because we want them to just keep seeing who you are, who you are, who you are. But as you're doing that, oh my gosh, guys, do not try and sell your services. Oh my gosh. You want to be a normal, natural human being when you're commenting on people's posts, okay? Do not comment on somebody's post and say, hey, I'm a bookkeeper, don't you want to hire me? No, absolutely not. If they have posted a picture of their kid at a baseball game, you want to say things like, hey, nice dance, or hey, I hope they won, or, great picture, Dad, or like normal, natural human being, okay? Don't try to sell your services. I'm going to say it one more time. Be a normal, natural human being as you are interacting with the people's posts. Okay, it is a giant turnoff when somebody tries to just sell you without knowing you. Remember, they need to know, like, and trust you before they will even consider doing business with you. Just a quick story. This just happened a couple of weeks ago. I had a woman try and connect with me who her bio said that she was a virtual assistant. Okay. So I'm always happy to accept connection from bookkeepers. You're welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn, but remember, I'm not your target market. I am not a potential client. So although I love seeing your activity, don't spend time, on my stuff, or like, you want to keep your focus, the gold bars, guys, the gold bars, the people that could potentially be clients. Okay. So anyway, this woman attempted to, she sent a connection request. I saw that she was a virtual assistant, and I thought, a lot of virtual assistants offer bookkeeping services. So, maybe that's her deal. And so I went ahead and accepted the connection request. Not 10 seconds later, she messaged me and said, "Hey, thanks for the connection. Have you ever considered writing a book?" I was like, "Really? Really, lady? That's what you're gonna say to me 10 seconds after I've accepted the connection?" So I ignored it. And then for several days afterwards, she kept saying, Margie, are you there? I was like, go away. The whole point of this is to have normal, natural interactions with other human beings. All right. So the next step is, we have 3 times per day, we have reached out to individual people to ask for introductions. 2 times per week, our goal is to connect with potential potential clients who are small business owners that use QBO, and you're going to post QBO tips twice a week, okay? And then the goal of all of that is at least once a month, you want to do a diagnostic review, and this is how you're going to demonstrate your expertise. Now, the chances are good that all of this activity is going to result in somebody reaching out to you. The chances are very, very high that you're going to do all of this activity and have somebody reach out to you. But if you don't, then, by the time, if it's the last week of the month and you still haven't landed a diagnostic review, then it's time to reach out and offer. Okay. And how are you going to do that? You're simply going to say, I'm a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor. Would you like me to take a look at your books and see how you're doing? No obligation, no charge, of course. Okay? And use your own words, guys. I'm just giving you examples. Use your own words. The key thing is, I'm a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor. If you've been interacting with them, they should know that by now. So you could say, as you know, I'm a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor. So you can simply say, would you like me to take a look at your books and see how you're doing? No obligation, okay? If you are in our cleanup course, which is how you learn how to do a diagnostic review, then you could even add, hey, I just finished a course on diagnostic reviews and I'm looking for practice, okay? All right, so a couple of highlights, a couple of key things you want to remember. As I mentioned, by doing all of this activity throughout the month, and you're going to track your activity every single day. By doing all this activity, the chances are incredibly high that that someone else is going to reach out to you, that your efforts are going to reach out to have somebody else reach out. But it's very likely also that it's not going to be in the way that you expect. Okay, so you need to understand that your activity, your posting a QBO tip, is not a one-to-one relation. You're not going to post a QBO tip and then someone sees the QBO tip and says, oh my gosh, yes, that's exactly what I need. How can we get together? Okay, that could happen, sure, but it's kind of not how the universe works, right? basically, when you are doing all of this activity, you are proving to the universe, and I hate to get all woo-woo on you, but this is how it works. You're proving to the universe that you're serious and that you actually want this to happen, and you actually want clients. So you're putting in all the activity, but the universe's response is not like one-to-one. It's that you might do all of this activity out here, and then randomly you get a phone call from, some high school, person you graduated with, and they say, "Oh, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I just saw your name on something and haven't talked to you in 20 years, but what are you doing?" "Oh, well, actually, I'm a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor." And like, "Oh my gosh, I could totally use a QuickBooks Online ProAdvisor bookkeeper. Like, are you taking new clients?" Like, that's the kind of way that it happens. It's not a one-to-one relationship necessarily. Could it happen? Yes, but it's not a one-to-one relationship necessarily. It's you doing the activity, and then boom, all of these leads and potential clients come in. Okay. So again, chances are high that it's going to come to you. If not, then you reach out. Like I said, you're going to reach out to people, but you want to make sure that you're only reaching out to the people you have developed a relationship with. Oh my gosh, guys, don't be icky. Don't be a slimy, icky salesman. Okay. The whole purpose of you doing all of this activity, posting things, liking people's, stuff, making comments, whatever, is to build relationships. And so, use the rule of 7. It doesn't mean I'm not saying that you need to write down, "Oh, I reached out to this person 5 times. I reached out to this person 3 times. I'm not saying it needs to be like that. I'm saying that you need to remember that the people who are going to interact with you who are going to be open and receptive to you are the people that you have interacted with over and over and over. Okay. As I mentioned, we teach how to do a diagnostic review in the cleanup course. Okay. So you can get the cleanup course, Akadian.com/cleanup. Actually, I put that on the slide, but now that I'm thinking about it, you actually, when you signed up for the cohort, had an opportunity to get the cleanup at a several $100 discount. So if you didn't take that opportunity, but you changed your mind, write to us at support@Akadian.com. And we'll add your account. Okay. So the diagnostic review is how you learn. I'm sorry. The cleanup course is how you learn how to do a diagnostic review. You learn what you're looking for. You learn how to present your findings to the business owner so that they understand your value and sign up 90% of the time. So our course is super, super valuable, but it's not cheap. So if you can't afford the course, that's totally fine. There are other people that teach how to do it. There's online resources. There's all sorts of help out there to teach you how to do a diagnostic review or initial consultation or whatever. Remember, the point of this cohort, the reason that you're here, is to learn how to land that conversation. And you know what I know? I know 100% that you have got this. I can't wait to hear your success story.